It is Andrea from Reselling to Freedom. Today, I'm doing something different before going to the warehouse. There is a huge estate sale 15 minutes from us. I know the subdivision. The house is enormous. I think the ad said 7,000 square feet. So I'm on my way there now. They just started it. I don't go to estate sales very often. And the last one I went to last fall, it was freezing. We had to wait outside. There was a pull ticket that you had to wait to go inside because they were so crowded. I have a feeling today might be the same way. Their Facebook ad had 70 pictures and I couldn't zoom in far enough to see prices on anything, and I think it's color coded. All I could see were like orange, green, and red stickers. So let's see what kind of stuff we can get. I will not be taking the camera in. I'm not taking my purse in. Everything is cash only. I'll take my phone, put everything in my pocket, because if it's crowded like other ones, it's too hard to maneuver anything but me, and I have a giant purse. Garage sale season is coming up, so I'll have to get my backpack and purse back out, because then I have two free arms and it's so much easier. Let's see what kind of stuff we find when I get there. Okay, just as I had suspected, the place is packed. I am actually turning around to go back. There's somebody directing traffic, and then there was a bunch of cars, so I went past the street. There's cars for blocks and blocks and blocks, so definitely leaving the camera inside. It's gonna be too crowded in there, so let's see what I can get. Okay, I've made it back from the estate sale, and as I had assumed, absolutely packed. Parked 3 blocks away, directing traffic. It was a long cul-de-sac. I did not take the camera with because I couldn't carry anything, so I'm gonna go through what I got. They were writing receipts down on little bitty post-its. I think I'm missing one to go over totals, which I have next to me. Let's see how I did. Every time you were in a different section, you had to pay there because the house was 7,000 square feet and full of stuff. So like the kitchen and the dining room, you paid one person. You went around the corner to the family room, you paid a different person. You went upstairs and there was 3 separate rooms. You had to pay 3 separate people if you got something from each room. Basement was the same way. So I think I have my totals right, but I'm not sure. So let's start with scarves. I have sold quite a few silk scarves. So this one is Sagali, and all of the scarves were $1. So even if I sell them for 10 bucks, I was like, who cares? It's $1. This one, about 15 from what I could find. This I had higher hopes for. That's an Oscar de la Renta scarf, and I've seen lots of Oscar de la Renta stuff online, but the scarf stuff for like 15 bucks. But again, it was $1. And I found this exact same one currently listed on eBay. Anne Klein scarf, I have sold a ton of those before. Nothing fancy, just $1. This one I thought was pretty. My phone rang as I was looking at these. My arms were tired, so I was like, I've never heard of this. I'll look it up real quick, and then I had to bolt out of there. This is a brand called Honey, but it is a lion's head. I was like, that's kind of different, but $1. And that one I could probably go for another 15 bucks. This one, Bernie of New York. Again, never heard of it, but it was $1. It was kind of nice. All of the ladies' clothes that lived there were too big for me, so I couldn't keep anything. This is a Dana Buckman snake skin-ish jacket. I found ones for like 25 bucks. I think these were 5. I mean, I don't really have to do anything to it. Pictures and lists would be done. This one I was hoping would fit me. It didn't, but it is a Bernardo. Never heard of it. It's got a little bitty wear mark on the top of the collar, but I think technically this would be vintage. I think I paid 5 for it, and I could probably get 20 out of it, so that's not terrible. So I know nothing about pocket watches, but I saw this in the master bedroom and thought it was pretty, and my arms were tired, so I was like, it may have been 5 bucks, but I can find nothing about it. No brand. All it says on there is 1928, and it was made in Hong Kong, and it says quartz, but currently doesn't work. I don't know how to wind it. I have to look it up. I stopped searching earlier, but I like pearls, and not that I would wear it because it's just not my style, but I mean, it's really pretty. We'll give it a whirl. So if you're ever wondering how crowded even a 7,000 square foot house can get, it can get crowded. I was standing in the master closet, which was kind of a square U. I think there were 4 people total, including myself, and then 1 by the door, and we would all like just rotate and switch and scooch past each other just because it was so crowded in there. They just had boxes of stuff everywhere. I'm glad I didn't get there super early because there were notes on the front door when you walked in of people in line to get in first. And I've done that before. It's not worth it to climb over people, in my opinion. So I looked these up when I was there. There's a sticker on them that says TJ Maxx, but they are Sydney Love glasses, and they have a cute little heel on the side. Not that I even wear glasses or have ever been to the eye doctor. I'm like, I found these for 15 bucks. I think these were 2, if I can read my post-its right, and what I paid each person, and cash only. So I didn't even take my purse inside. So in my opinion, there was nothing wrong with her style of clothes. It just wouldn't resell as well compared to his clothes. So when I went to the closet, a lot of golf shirts were in there with different emblems and embroidered on. You can peel that stuff off and use a needle threader or a seam ripper. You use a seam ripper and rip them apart. I don't want to take the time to do it. And I've tried to sell golf shirts before. You buy them from for a lot of money, but they don't resell very well. But what does resell well? Wool sweaters. And there was a whole stack on the top shelf in the closet of wool sweaters. This one I found, which is fleece, and larger sizes typically sell better. So this is an extra large Orvis fleece sweater, which I found for 25 bucks online. So most of the sweaters were $5. So if you wanted to resell some of the stuff there, it wasn't worth it. When I was looking up a few things, I could find it online cheaper than what they were selling it for, but they're a business too. I just didn't buy it. This one, Allen Scully. Now none of these brands I have ever heard of before. That one I have, but these, I just looked them all up because I know wool. Allen Scully, I paid $5 for it. I found it for 30, so that's better. And this one, I found this exact same pattern, Edward Bryan. Even touching this makes my skin itchy. This one, 45 bucks, so that's not too bad. This one has a tag on it still. Aran Crafts from Ireland. It's actually really big. It says large, but it looks bigger than that. This one I found for 40 bucks. I have a men's pair of Docker shoes. I think those were 10. I can probably get 40 or 50 out of that. And I found a little White Castle mug, which I thought was cute. Was $1. That one I remember because the sticker was on the inside. And I found a wide range of prices for these, 15 bucks to 40, but I thought it was cute. And for $1, I try it. So when I was in the kitchen, they had little saucers and cups and plates and knickknacks everywhere. And I found a plate that had a giant letter A on it. Did I need a saucer that had an A on it for Andrea? No. Did I buy it? Yes, absolutely. And a Christmas Lennox coffee mug and oh, 2 Corningware like little mugs, smaller than tea almost. So when I was rotating and going to the basement, I had the 3 plastic bags in my hands and I was trying to switch hands as one was getting tired. And I was standing down there and I thought I had them because they're just cheap thank you grocery bags. And when I was switching them, it slipped out of my hand, hit the linoleum floor in the basement, and exploded. Everyone down in the basement stopped moving. I'm instantly mortified and can feel myself turning beet red. And the lady facing me, she's like, oh honey, I just dropped something too. I already paid for all of this. So this made it out alive from the bag. This wasn't too bad, but it's chipped. Everything else is in pieces. This is not a good way to make money. Like this is all garbage. This probably 15 bucks in the hole right there. So, I mean, I was not pleased. The guy came over, he's like, are you okay? I'm just an idiot and I broke it. Don't worry, I already paid for it upstairs. Okay, if my math is right and if I remember what I paid for, but in a few days now, if I tally everything up, I probably spent about 70 bucks. And if everything sells, 335 minus the 15 bucks that I broke, so I'm back up to 85. So it's still, we'll call it $200 profit. That's not bad, right? I mean, could be worse, could be better since I dropped stuff. And it was something that I wanted for me too, for no reason at all. But that's okay. You guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you next time.